وعشق ما له آخر وأمجاد مسطرة ترى في أمسها الحاضر دبي زالت الدنيا وعشق ما له آخر وأمجاد مسطرة ترى في أمسها الحاضر تحييكم وتهديكم ورود العمر والخاطر تحييكم وتهديكم ورود العمر والخاطر فأهلا يا ضيوف دبي وسهلا في ربوع دبي يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا دبي يا سلام يا دبي يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا سلام يا دبي It's somewhere you feel alive, forever on your mind. Wherever you close your eyes, Dubai is always in your heart. Dubai is always in your heart. No matter where you go in life, no matter where you go in time, doesn't matter where you are. Dubai is always in
أعزائي المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج قصتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات. قصة نجاح أتتنا إلى الدولة منذ عام 2016. Madam Hyeyeon and Madam Amina, good afternoon. We are so lucky to be here with you in your company. Our team said to you, welcome in our program, and we would like to know about yourself. Who's Madam Amina when she started her business life at the first time and what she's doing at this moment?
دبي كوكب آخر بهالقلوب تتفيا ومن هالليل يتضيع لأنها دارت الدنيا
I'm Amina. I'm from Iran. I graduated from culinary school at the year of 2017, and at the year of 2018 I met my business partner, and that's how we are still till now going on and doing our business together.
The business partner of Madam Amina, so we would like to know about yourself. Who's Hyeyeon when she came to this country at the first time and what she's doing at this moment?
Hyeyeon Lee. I'm Korean and I raised in China, and currently I'm working as a teacher, also a translator, also part-time chef with Amina in our business.
هلا يا كل هالعالم في دار تختصر عالم وقالب وصفها العالم دبي كوكب آخر دبي كوكب آخر هلا يا كل هالعالم في دار تختصر عالم وقالب وصفها العالم دبي
2016 you came here to continue your education life. Then in 2018 you start to be teacher in UAE, right?
Yes.
And your first student it was Madam Amina.
Yes. Yes.
How was your student in the class?
She's the most smartest in the class. She's always sitting in front of me. Yeah, and she's the most talented, and she can follow the accent, Korean accent. Also, she share with all the classmates the cultures, Korean cultures. So she was the greatest student in the class. 2018,
you mentioned that you go again to education.
Yes.
So what you was doing before?
Before that, it was just continue working to support myself and to have a little bit of investment so I can invest into my business. And I was actually doing a pastry, having a home-based cake business shop, and that's how I used to get my money from.
And why you choose to learn Korean language?
Well, it's all start with really, let's say, it's all started with the drama, with the movie that I watched. Korean, there was a lady, she was cooking Korean food really with passionate, and I saw that, and I just saw the happiness in the eyes of people having her food, and that's when I realized that's a really great job that someone can have. Cook something with your heart, with the passion, and give it to people and see how happy they are.
And that's when I know that, okay, I need to start do something.
And how did the teacher accept the idea to open a kitchen?
Basically, before I was studying in outside country around 10 years, I was always have the idea and the dream to want to open a Korean restaurant. And when we have the class, we always have the topic like about the profession, like about the job. So when she said about she's a chef, I was super excited that time. I said I must have something. I want to have some business with her.
Yeah.
That was growing in my mind, but I kept I kept in my mind that time. And after sometimes we met again by accidentally, and we had discussed like let's do something. So that's how we started this business.
To be in UAE, I'm talking about the country which have more than 200 different nationalities. When I talk about the kitchen, all the kitchen over the world I have here, so you can find it. And when I asked you before this interview, you mentioned to me that the best kitchen for you it's Korea. Why?
When I eat Korean food, I feel the freshness of the food and the warmth in the ingredients, because has the three main ingredients that which I really love in any dish, and it's just a comfort food for me. It's a comfort food, and no matter how many times I eat it, it still tastes fresh for me.
To be in the business, it was not the first time, because already in your country you was deal with the cosmetics.
Yes.
And to start business in UAE, it was different between Korea and UAE to start a business.
Actually, I started with clothes, like Korean fashion in here. But that time, I'm not aware of abaya and Islamic culture. So that time I was selling like all the shorts, and
Yes.
so it was not success in that. So after that, I tried to grow to cosmetics. It was big hit that time. So it went well, and I'm in this food industry now.
So I want to say that from 2016 until 2020, until you opened this business, in these 4 years, it was easy for you to find that Korean product or Korean food to eat it here.
Not really. Yeah, especially the Korean products and the Korean cosmetics. It's very difficult to find here in the market.
And how you can get it now?
We have Hyeyeon's family support. They keep sending us all the ingredients that we cannot find it through Dubai, and they do send it within no time, with the really fastest like shipment, and so grateful for that. That's how we get our support.
Cooking is your passion.
Yes.
When you start?
At the age of 18.
18.
Yes.
And you mentioned before this interview that the one who give you opportunity and always supporting you in this part, your father. How he support you?
He supported me by seeing that I wanted to be independent, and seeing that I still don't have that much of investment. So he offered me, he will build me a kitchen inside the house, and he will get all the permits that I need to work as a profession at home. So this is how he supported me. He gave me part of the house, he built me a kitchen, and got me all the approval. So this is how I started, and how I got to get work into this industry for more than 11 years.
When I talk about the Korean kitchen, I want to know what is your main dish in this kitchen?
We have kimchi, and the side dish like we have more than 50 side dish we can make, and also some soup, which is very very healthy, and that's our main dish.
Let's talk about the company that you start. What's the name of this company?
People love Korea these days, and Hyeyeon having a Korean name, it's actually working so well. So I'm sure like so many people will find it still difficult to say her name, but just to know that Hyeyeon's Korean Factory, then Korea. So this is kind of like our signature for that we make sure like we have it. So having a Korean name has already secured us to keep going into this business.
Now, when I talk about the company that we started, so I'm talking about 4 people working together. So how we can build the relation between us more stronger?
We don't treat our employees as their employees. Mostly we treat them like we are sisters, and we are like, in spite of the different nationalities, we are still one. So, for example, if we're having a meal together, they are also sitting with us and having it together. And we try not to pressure on them. And if there is anything that we can help, sometimes if the kitchen gets so messy and everything, I'm sure like it's a huge work for them to work alone. So this is how we also participate and help them. So this is how we kept it. So they don't feel like they're employees. Mostly like they feel like we are sisters.
When I ask you, tell me about your kitchen. How did you find it? Well, other kitchen you mentioned UAE kitchen. Why? Or how is it? Same taste?
I think it's because of the common cultures that we have. If you get more into the Korean culture, you will see that there is a common things that there is between UAE and the Korea. For example, UAE cultures, they love to have rice for lunch and to have pickle on the side.
True.
Yeah. So is the Korean. They do love to have rice and they do love to have the pickle next to it. So this is how she compare it, and mostly like you can see that the UAE food has spices.
Yes.
And mostly you can see a little bit is spicy. So is the Korean culture. It has spicy in it. So this is how she compares it like, it looks like our food. It looks like similar. It's just like the difference of an ingredient, but we both have rice, we both have pickles, and this is something common that we share.
How many hours this business take from your time per day?
45. Sometimes you come from 8 until 12 and 1.
Yes, sometimes we wake up like 6, 7 o'clock, and we cook until 1 or 2 p.m. Yeah, because Arab culture is like they're always sharing food together. So once we have order, we need to cook a lot.
Yes.
Yes, that's why we are busy from like early morning to the.
So you are busy in the kitchen, busy to be a teacher. So when you have time for yourself?
Actually, I don't, because for me, I really passion for this cooking and the teaching. So this is my time. Like I enjoy. I don't think it's a work. It's my hobby.
Wife and businesswoman at the same time. How you can manage your time?
It wasn't easy at the beginning. Like we used to take like a daily orders, and I would not be able to take care of the house and everything. So we set like maybe a month ago or something close to that we need to reschedule so I can have time for my home and to do my business as well, which is like it's both required. So we now have a schedule for delivery days. Like we have only like 3 times a week, which these 3 days we take only like a few orders, and we are trying not to make it big because it's also like time consuming and lots of efforts. So we are managing it like as we promised, to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning and finish it by 12. So after that we have our time to do whatever we want to do.
3 things now the people focus in all the world: vegetarians, healthy, organic. We can find it in your kitchen.
Yes.
Yes.
How? Where?
Korea is focused on vegetables. Korean food is much more focused on the vegetables. You can find lots of vegetable dishes there, and it's not because they're vegan or like vegetarians or anything. This is how they nourish their dish. It has main proteins as well, but also you can find a vegetarian dish, for example, and still enjoy it, and you will be full.
But when I talk about the vegetables and fruits in UAE, so it's totally will be different by in Korea, or we find a source that the same taste it can give me.
The difference between the taste, it's like not that much of a difference, but there are some specific ingredients that it must be Korean, like We call it sesame leaves, which is like you cannot find it in Dubai. And we also tried to grow it in Dubai, and it really didn't work out. So we have to order this one, or like either get it for a more expensive price at the Korean supermarkets here that they provided, just to keep the taste as it is.
Madam Hyeyeon, you mentioned that your parents who support you in your life, right?
Yes. my
How
parents.
did they support you?
When I was in the school, of course, financially they supported me. After graduate, by the living expenses, like sometimes we need something from Korea or China or Japan, so they just post it for me, and especially about the ingredients, they try to get the ingredients in the market and then post for us, like this type of support.
If I will ask you to say something to your family over this camera in your language, it's your time. What you will say for them?
엄마 아빠 그동안 너무 도움을 많이 주셔서 감사하고 30년 동안 키워주셔서 너무 감사합니다.
And for the father who's supporting this businesswoman she mentioned that behind the businesswoman there is a man. So what we will say for this father
In my language.
in whatever?
بابا جونم تا آخر عمر که نفس میکشم دوست دارم. مرسی که پشتم هستی، مرسی که حمایتم میکنی. بهترین بابای دنیایی برای من.
The future is coming. Corona was changed the world. Corona maybe let you open this business, but now we are waiting for biggest festival in UAE. It's Expo 2020.
Yes.
Expo, more than 25 million persons that will come to this community within 6 months. Our restaurant ready for this festival?
Yes, and I actually I'm being greedy, and I'm expecting to get a spot at the Korean Pavilion at an expo. This is how far I want to go, so I can present our food there. And to be there as a foreigner who is supporting Korea, I want to be there and to wow the words that I can do it as well.
I think your logo and your companies will be in Expo if you work on it. So now let's talk about the people, how they can order and where we can reach. We can send everywhere over UAE or special places.
We can send to all the Emirates, and most of our clients are from out of Dubai, because out of Dubai there is a limited, maybe there's a zero Korean restaurant
Yes.
and also supermarket. So mostly they order from us and we deliver.
And the people accepted the product directly, or you get hard to let them know the products and try it?
No,
Or-
they know it. They kind of halfway they know it because of the movies and the dramas that they watch it. Except like they have been a little bit hesitate to try it, whether they know if it's halal or not. Because so this is how also we provide our food. It's done and been substituted by the ingredients which are halal. So this is how they are comfortable with ordering the foods from us, and they make sure that they can control the spiciness of the food with us. So they say like, can you please make it like lesser spicier than how we can control it.
Yeah, that is one of the reasons that we still not launch in the online market, because we want to one-to-one to talk to the client to make sure that they like it or not,
It's
and
up to their
Yeah.
taste.
And I do many explanation to them to introduce them to Korean.
And you know your capacity, so there is nothing you can go back to the fridge and nothing in the frozen, so you know your limit per day, right?
Yes, we do have sometimes orders that we need to reject because of the lack of the ingredients that we don't have.
But it can be sometimes to be catering for some events. If someone asking, we can do it or not.
Yes, you can do it, but we take like the orders like 2 days or 3 days in advance so we can prepare everything.
And
Anything
you
ready.
used to call subcontractors to help you.
No, we are already fast and we know what we do.
Very nice.
Yes.
So finally, when I talk about this country, I have to mention that we are living between more than 200 different nationalities again, and we are in peace and safety. If we walk in the street anytime, we never scare or care because it's peace and safe. We know this country will start from Sheikh Zayed, the one who started the first. Son of Zayed, they make UAE number one in the world. What we have to say for you leaders and government for this peace and safety.
I am so thankful and grateful for the UAE and the UAE presidents and everyone who keep supporting us, and they allow me to show my talent inside their.
I'm grateful that UAE government to support like us ready person to the stage that we can show our talent.
At the end, I want to last words from your side for all the women over the world to advise them to go to the business for all housewives. What do you say?
I have a word for all the ladies in the world. Please do not give up. Whatever passion you have for your work, please go after it and be strong and have the confidence that you are doing great. For sure, business has ups and downs, which wants to make you to give up in the middle. But if you have the passion and if you have the strength for it, please go for it. This is how I stayed, and I am confident about my work, and I'm sure that I can do more and more of projects.
Thank you so much for spending your time with our team, and welcome again our program. Thank you so much.
Thank you too as well.
يا سلام يا سلام يا